Hey, gentlemen, ladies, good evening. This is the September meeting of the Fire Commission. We'll begin the meeting by standing and pledging allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a quorum here. We have myself, Mr. Kelsey, Mr. Corneffel, Chief, excused our Kurt Kovalak and Ute O'Connor. So we have a quorum. So we'll just move on. You have the agenda before you. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? And if not, I'll ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
Move.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay, let's approve the minutes of the last meeting. There were a couple changes. Kevin, you going to make those changes? Yeah, there was a missing line. So other than that, you'll see where the missing line was, and that's going to be corrected. Other than that, are there any other corrections?
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, let's move on to the expense report. Rusty, I looked over there. Everything looks in order, except there was one thing here that this arson expense on the second page, about near the bottom of the top. See that arson expense, fire education?
Yes, that's
Is there an unplanned expense for that?
it's just we really need more money in the budget for that. That's Kevin's training.
That's the whole training thing.
Yes, that's when he goes away. So
Okay. And that's what we're hoping when we able to get the millage through, that we'll have more money, because we're going to dedicate some money to the I don't know if any of the commissioners have any questions or comments. I've gone through it. Everything else looks in order, but Dallas or Kurt, if you have any
No, I'm fine.
questions, Kurt?
Move.
is there a second to receive the report? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Let's move on then to the discussion items, the chief's report.
As you see in front of you there, we have our run reports. Every year we get busier and busier. This year we're estimating we're going to be close to 900, if not over 900 calls. There's no slowing them down. They continue to come. We had some storms last week. That kept us busy, and it started on Monday, and they never slowed down from there. It just kept on going busy all week long, and it's continuing into this week.
I see you had one cardiac arrest, so were we able to get there in time, or it's down near the bottom on August 25th?
Yes, we did. I'm trying to remember. I believe we did make it there in time. The cardiac arrest on James? Okay.
So you were able to transport the patient? Okay.
I see, I don't know if this is just a new designation, but I don't think I've seen this before. There are three items there. Injury of the face is just another way of designating something we've given another tag before.
These tags are all pulled off of the computer that's given to us, the software from the hospitals.
Oh, okay.
And so every so often new tags get added, and that was another one.
What is injury of face?
It was on Park Lane. Do you remember that call, Kevin?
Well, there are three of them there.
One on South Point.
Parkway in Chicory was an accident, that's right. We had an elder gentleman, I believe a World War II vet, that crashed his car on the curb, and he did have an injury to his face. That was one of them. He had a laceration.
This is, we've probably had this instance before, it's just a new way of designating them, I assume.
That's correct. They give us a list of probably 50 different items that we have to choose from when we go to the hospital. So when we're doing our report, it puts it in that category, and that's a new category.
These,
How many calls do you have that are canceled when the truck's on the run? Because I know today when I was at downstairs, there was a call came through, and then it was canceled.
Yeah, that's 8800 Macomb, and that was a fire alarm,
False alarm?
another false alarm, and yeah, we get a lot of those. It depends on the age of the alarm system in the building. That's a factor sometimes. Sometimes, if you notice, this was right around lunchtime. We get a lot of burnt toast that sets off the smoke detectors, and
That's what Margie said.
that's a common thing.
I noticed there are a couple carbon monoxide incident.
We get a lot of CO calls. People at home, their carbon monoxide detector goes off. We'll come out with our detectors. Our detectors are a little more sophisticated, a little more expensive, and we'll go through the home, check the home to make sure there's no carbon monoxide throughout the home. 9 times out of 10, it's the battery in the carbon monoxide detector needs to be replaced, or another one is the life of the detector itself. It's come to the end of its lifespan, and it's signaling to say that it's time to replace it. And that way it draws attention to it. Most of them have a lifespan of 5 years, and a lot of the carbon monoxide detectors that we're going to, they're at the 10-year mark or older, so they're well beyond their lifespan, and they're after that it's time to replace them. They need to be.
So when that happens, it goes off to
It'll give probably like 3 beeps,
okay.
and then 3 beeps, and if you read the back of the carbon monoxide detector to see what those 3 beeps are, it'll tell you it's at the end of its life, time to replace it.
But you did have 2 I see here that actually you didn't show that there was no CO.
Right, the one on Thorntree, we went through the whole house, and we registered 0 on our carbon monoxide detectors.
No, I'm talking about down on Macomb, number 59, carbon monoxide incident.
Most likely that was 8800 Macomb. Kevin, is that ringing a bell?
And then you go down on Bournemouth, which is the last call.
Now, Bournemouth was, that was a valid carbon monoxide incident. They, power was out. They had their generator going, and they had their generator
Okay.
a little too close to the home.
Mhm.
And it was blowing into the garage, and from there it was getting into the home. So as soon as we walked into the garage, our carbon monoxide detectors went off. They were signaling that we had an above normal level of carbon monoxide, and we moved the generator for the family, longtime Grosjean family. In fact, his brother was on the Grosjean Fire Department many years ago. But we moved it away from the home. We brought in some fans, cleared out the carbon monoxide, and we were able to get 0 readings after that.
It was the detector that alerted them.
No, actually, they called. They said that they wanted us to check. They were having a hard time with the refrigerator because of the loss of power. They thought maybe that there was a power spike that brought us in, and we brought the carbon monoxide detectors as a precaution. And from there, we
Good thing they called you.
yes.
What are the, there seems to be quite a few dispatched and canceled en route. What would those be?
That could be anything across the board. A lot of times, like you said, it's a smoke detector, and that's what we had today. The smoke detector going off in one of those senior housing, and we advise them to let us know. Let us know as soon as if it's your burnt toast or whatever, so we don't have a fire truck and firemen responding from all over the island.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, Russ, you want to move on to the open house?
Open house for the fire department is October 9th from noon to 4. The last couple of years, we were unable to have an open house because of COVID. This year, we're looking forward to having it again, and we're excited about it. We're getting everything in order, and we're going to have a lot of the things that we've had in the past. After a hiatus of 2 years, I think it's been, since the last open house, 2019, we're looking forward to having this open house again. Looking forward to seeing everyone out there, and we're getting everything cleaned up, getting the truck shined up, and
Is there going to be an article in the paper announcing it?
What
We're-
paper?
What
paper?
we're working on that too. I've
What,
got Cindy-
Groseville Grand or whatever? Nobody's-
Cindy's working on an article for me, and looking forward to getting that out.
The millage?
Again, the millage coming up for the fire department. We're asking for an increase for our operations so that we can keep the fire department in the black. Day-to-day expenses has continued to increase, and we're asking the citizens of Groseville for a small increase so we can keep the fire department going, keep everything moving, and keep giving the citizens the calls and everything that we're dealing with. Like I said before, said a couple minutes earlier, call volumes are increasing and expenses are increasing, and we need to increase the millage to keep up with
What's your
everything.
increase going to be?
0.75, 0.75 mils, that's correct.
I was talking with Kurt Kobolek late this afternoon, and this young lady, Katie Keim, who put together articles on the sewer and on the road millage, did a fine job on both. She's putting together a draft for our review that will cover both the millage and the recruitment efforts, as well as announce the open house. So she's going to give us a draft sometime next week, and we're going to gather together informally just to review it. And I know, Rusty, you've got the association has put together a paper. I think what we need to do is gather the interested groups, people who are writing this, come up with one kind of a paper to send to the residents, and also, you know, get this article in the Grand that I'm told that Katie Keim put together was very well written, as was the sewer one. So she's really done a fine job in these, and hopefully we'll get something next week that we can review and get that moving forward.
Yes, kudos to Katie Keim. She's done a wonderful job. Kudos to Kurt. So we appreciate the effort from everybody that's working on this. Don's working on one. The association that you said. We're trying to get the best for the fire department, and very grateful for everyone that's involved.
Well, Kurt has really run with the ball on this one. Has done a fine job. And okay, anything else for the commission? There are no actions, item actions. There's no member of the public here, so unless anybody has anything else, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Move.
Second.
In favor.
Aye.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, and we'll adjourn the meeting.